Speed. I am speed.
Actually, I think this movie is underrated.
I love this movie.
Yeah.
You drive like you fix roads. Lousy.
Humility is the major lesson and theme of this film.
Boy, you're in a heap of trouble.
You don't enjoy connection. You don't enjoy life. You don't get to really experience things without humility.
You coming or what?
We only change when the pain of change is less than the pain of staying the same.
And so the real question is, when you are faced with evidence that you don't have it all figured out, that you don't know everything, that you have plenty to learn, are you going to double down, or are you going to level up by acknowledging that there's so much room for growth? And the difference between confidence and arrogance, we'll get to that later, I'm assuming. I have thoughts.
Hello and welcome to Cinema Therapy. I'm Alan Seawright, a professional filmmaker who needs therapy. I'm joined by my co-host,
Ka-chow!
Nathan Decker.
Ka-chow, sure, why not? I'm a licensed therapist who loves movies. So I take it we're watching Cars.
We're watching Cars.
Awesome. Actually, I think this movie is underrated.
I love this movie.
Yeah,
Look, we're gonna get into the horrifying, terrible hellscape that is the Cars universe, but only a little bit. Because it bugs me less in this movie than it does in later films where it just becomes a true... Where are the people? Why are cars sentient? How did they get made? Anyway, Cars.
I think the Cars universe is the endgame of the Terminator universe, honestly. I think this is all Skynet. I think this was what Skynet was trying to do, and they did it. Speaking of which... watch our Terminator 2 episode, which is like a full Dr. Phil episode if Dr. Phil wasn't a hack.
Somebody has given you a really bad message.
And am I sure I don't have a crew chief? No, I'm not. Because I'm a one-man show.
What? Oh, yeah, right.
That was a very confident Lightning McQueen, coming to you live from Victory Lane.
Hey, get out of the shot.
Yo, Chuck, what are you doing? You're blocking the camera. Everyone wants to see the bolt.
What?
Now back away.
See the bolt.
Come on, guys.
Ow, whoa, team, where are you going?
We quit, Mr. One-Man Show.
Oh, okay, leave, fine. How will I ever find anyone else who knows how to fill me up with gas? Adios, Chuck. Whatever.
Okay, so Lightning McQueen, classist.
Ka-chow!
Looks down his nose, narcissistic, condescending. The reason I would say that Lightning is narcissistic and not just egocentric is that he is devoid of compassion.
Sure.
It's not just I am amazing and deserve special treatment. It's literally the rest of you are worthless. Hey, living being, I guess, I don't know if they're living,
Sure, they're alive.
But he's like,
We'll just go with
get
that.
out of the way because people want to see my bolt. It's literally like if during a photo shoot, someone's in the way, you're like, move, people want to see my fingernail.
Hello.
Oh my gosh.
Ka-chow.
Red, can you move over? I want to get a look at that sexy hot rod.
First of all, why is Cars so good? Because people wrote it off as like, well, this is Pixar's first toy merch cash grab, right? That's what this movie is. Like, this movie was made just to sell toys. And I would counter, it wasn't only made to sell toys.
Yeah, I don't know what the genesis of the idea for Cars was. Either way, doesn't really matter because they told a great story.
And that story, I mean, it's been told a million times. Doc Hollywood did this with Michael J. Fox of somebody who is an egomaniac and is cruel to others, gets stranded in a small town and just learns to connect with
Groundhog
people.
Day is this exact same story.
Yeah.
So the reporter says, here we're talking with a confident Lightning McQueen. I'm assuming you're going to fall on the arrogance side of this is not actual confidence.
I think the reporter was using a euphemism to not get in trouble. Because Lightning's being a jerk here and everyone can see it. Then the difference between confidence and arrogance, we'll get to that later, I'm assuming. I have thoughts. This episode is brought to you by Cinema Therapy Studios. We've taken Patreon to the next level, turning ours into an actual film studio. So, of course, you get extended commercial-free director's cuts of our channel episodes. You also get therapy and filmmaking deep dives, sketch comedy bits, looks behind the scenes of cinema therapy. Don't put that in anything. Don't even put that in the blackmail file. Delete all that. But our patrons are also studio executives. You get to actively decide and participate in the pre-production, production, and post-production of Alan's films.
We did a thing. We made a thing.
Friends, don't miss out on the full cinema therapy experience right now.
Throw him out of here, Sheriff. I want him out of my courtroom. I want him out of our town. Case dismissed.
Yes.
Boy, I'm pretty good at this lawyering stuff.
Sorry, I'm late, Your Honor.
Holy Portia. She's got to be from my attorney's office. Hey, thanks for coming, but we're all set. He's letting me go.
He's letting you go?
Yeah, your job's pretty easy today. All you have to do now is stand there and let me look at you. Listen, I'm gonna cut to the chase. Me, you, dinner.
What the? Ow! Ooh, please! Oh.
I know I get that reaction a lot. I create feelings in others that they themselves don't understand. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I scare you?
Well, a little bit, but I'll be all right.
I'm gonna go talk to the judge.
Do what you gotta do, baby. Oh, but listen, be careful. Folks around here are not firing on all cylinders, if you know what I mean.
Ka-tang!
I'll keep that in mind. Hey there, Mater.
Howdy, Sally.
Hi, folks.
You know her?
She's a town attorney and my fiancée.
What?
Just kidding. She just likes me for my body.
To my point about Lightning McQueen being classist,
Yeah.
Portia rolls in, suddenly someone worthy of my time and attention. I mean, if you look at this from like a real person standpoint, someone beautiful or someone wealthy or someone well-dressed, I see them as more valuable or more worthy than these small town yokels. And the lesson of Cars is that people are people, or in this case, cars are cars.
You think you're better than other people?
Just the ones I'm better than.
Hey, big fella. Yeah, you in the red. I could use a little hose down. Help me wash this off. Where's he going?
Oh, he's just a little bit shy, and he hates you for killing his flowers.
I shouldn't have to put up with this. I'm a precision instrument of speed and aerodynamics.
You hurt your what?
I'm a very famous race car.
You are a famous race car? A real race car?
Yes, I'm a real race car. What do you think? Look at me.
I have followed the racing my entire life, my whole life.
Then you know who I am. I'm Lightning McQueen.
Lightning McQueen!
Yes, yes!
I must scream into the world my excitement from the top of someplace very high. Do you know many Ferraris?
No. They race on the European circuit. I'm in the Piston Cup. What?
Luigi follow only the Ferraris.
No matter who you are, you're not that great.
Somebody will put you in your place.
Yeah.
If you're not a Ferrari.
Well, just everybody values different things, right? But Lightning has assumed everyone worships me, everyone adores me, I'm fantastic. And to have these small town, in his mind, small town yokels, who he thinks he's so much better than, be dismissive of him, is a nice little bit of comeuppance, but also, oh, so that's what that feels like. And of course, he's too proud to really let that sink in. Right now, he's just like, well, what a couple of idiots. Because if they were smart, they'd recognize how great I am. But it's one of the first steps in learning some humility. And humility is the major lesson and theme of this film. That you don't enjoy connection, you don't enjoy life, you don't appreciate what you have, you don't get to really experience things without humility. Because you're so blinded by hubris that there's no way to see others as anything but objects or means to an end. It's all about the experiences and the pleasures, and the sad fact is, when all of that leaves, which it's sooner or later you will lose it all, sooner or later you won't be on top anymore. If all you have is I'm on top and that's where my self-worth comes from, what happens when you don't have that? Well, in Lightning's case, fortunately, he learns to value something more.
Okay, look, Grandpa, I'm not a bulldozer. I'm a race car.
Oh. Why don't we just have a little race? Me and you.
What?
Me and you.
Paul Newman's delivery on oh, like, how is that not the most popular meme on planet Earth? It's so good.
Doc, what are you doing?
I don't mean to be rude here, Doc, but you probably go 0 to 60 in like, what, 3.5 years?
Well, then I reckon you ain't got nothing to worry about.
You know what, old-timer? That's a wonderful idea. Let's race. Speed, I'm speed. Float like a Cadillac, sting like a Beamer.
My friend Guido, he dreamed to give a real race car a pit stop.
Pit stop? The race is only one lap, guys. Uno lapo. Don't need any help. I work solo mio. No pit stopo. Comprendo? Okay.
Gentlemen, the Italian ice wig.
Start.
your engines!
So one of the things I love is, like, for a big chunk of the time at Radiator Springs,
Great idea, Doc.
it looks a little washed out, right?
Yeah.
It's not. It's overexposed.
On your mark.
It makes it look hot.
For the morning, do it for the show.
And it's not super overexposed, but everything's up
Yeah.
just a little bit too bright because that makes it feel like you're in a desert and it's hot.
Yeah, yeah. That's cool. Especially because they created it all artificially.
Doc, the flag means go. Here we go.
Here we go.
Doc, what are you doing, man?
Oh, dear. It would seem I'm off to a poor start. Well, better late than never. Come on, Mater. Might need a little help.
Okay.
Experience trumps power. Experience trumps talent.
Yep.
Doc knew. Oof. You know, I saw that exact view on my bike in Arizona countless times as a child. Into cactus.
And it didn't actually sound like that, but it sounded like it in your head.
Or was that stinging like a beamer? I'm confused. You drive like you fix roads. Lousy. Have fun fishing, Mater.
I'm starting to think he knew you was gonna crash.
Thank you, Mater. Thank you.
The harmonica. As he's like being pulled up the thing, like, how can we rub even more salt in this wound?
Yeah.
It's all focused on, okay, we need to humble Lightning McQueen because he's the greatest, right? Like, he is the fastest race car. He's going to do a thing no one's ever done. Like, he is on his way to being this incredible success, but that's his fatal flaw. And so we have to aggressively, over and over and over, beat him to a pulp in the ways that are the most calculated to hurt him emotionally.
Yeah.
And that's good storytelling. You have to hurt your characters. You talk about this all the time. We only change when the pain of change is less than the pain of staying the same.
Yeah.
So you have to ratchet up that pain until it's like, now I have to change.
And for Lightning, the pain of just doing what he's always done is now getting unbearable.
I'm in hillbilly hell! My IQ's dropping by the second! I'm becoming one of them!
This reminds me of people who are really difficult to deal with in therapy are those who believe they got it all figured out.
Okay.
Usually they're only in therapy because a loved one dragged them there, and the loved one's open to it, this person's not. And the real question in that case is this working? Like, is not therapy, but is your life? That's the humbling question.
Oh, sure, because people can come in and like, things are going great. You don't have anything to teach me, whatever. I know everything you're going to tell me.
But ultimately, at the end of the day, like, we all have humbling experiences, and we can choose either to double down because we tie our worth to, I know already, or I'm better than you guys, or I am exceptional. And if we stay there, we're going to peter out. And so the real question is, when you are faced with evidence that you don't have it all figured out, that you don't know everything, that you have plenty to learn, are you going to double down on pride and ego because you need to see yourself this way? Or are you going to level up by acknowledging that there's so much room for growth? And not everybody takes the path that Lightning ultimately takes of allowing themselves to be humbled and opening up. And those who don't, bottom out, and they bottom out hard.
What's up, nerds? I'm David Sant, creator of The Final Seance, a fully illustrated tabletop horror campaign where your party just has to survive one night. So the campaign is great for everybody, but I think its biggest drawing point is that it's specifically designed to draw in players who have never played tabletop games before, or D&D or anything like that. This campaign is designed as a fully customizable haunted house with tons of rooms to choose from. I don't want to get into spoilers too much, but your players will not all survive. But don't worry. The book has plans for them too. So, yeah, buy it. I promise you will love it. It says you have $35 extra in your account to spend on me.
You know, I don't get you. How does a Porsche wind up in a place like this?
Well, it's really pretty simple. I was an attorney in LA, living life in the fast lane.
Oh, you were you? Were you rich?
What?
Just clues to the puzzle.
Okay. Well, that was my life. And you know what? It never felt happy.
Yeah. I mean, really?
Yeah, so I left California. Just
Letting your
drove
guard
and
down.
drove and finally broke down right here. Doc fixed me up. Flo took me in. Well, they all did. And I never left.
Yeah. You know, I understand you need a little R&R, recharge the old batteries, but, you know, after a while, why didn't you go back?
I fell in love.
Oh.
Yep.
Corvette?
No.
It's so
I
outside
fell
of
in
his
love with this.
frame of reference. Yeah. Oh, that's kind of creepy. That looks like a crow out there. Even the landscape.
Yeah, this is one thing I kind of don't understand about this world is like,
What happened?
Sally is beginning to open up Lightning's world.
Yeah.
Right? And obviously, because it's a movie, we get to do that by dollying up and revealing an entire world that you've never glimpsed before.
Well, and what's interesting to me about Doc is Doc, we later find out, sees himself in Lightning. And so even though Doc is giving Lightning tough love, it's still love. It's like, if this kid's going to figure things out, this is how it's going to happen.
Right.
And if he's not, then better that he flames out sooner than later anyway, because his ego's just going to get bigger and bigger. But Sally has a different motive. It's not romantic. At least, I mean, not... There's a little bit of that there, but it's really just, Lightning, I come from the world you come from. Money, prestige, power.
Life in the fast lane.
Life in the fast lane, but I found myself here. In the peace of nature and just good people. And it really speaks to, I had it all and I wasn't happy. And they say that wealth doesn't buy happiness, and people will counter, rightfully, yeah, but poverty can be pretty miserable. No, that's true.
Yes.
But what we're talking about is not wealth, we're talking about security. Being able to have everything you need does lend to a psychological state of stability, and it's easier for you to focus on just your wellness if you're not fighting for survival every day.
Yeah, being able to have anything you want doesn't actually do anything.
That leads to entitlement. That leads to superiority. That leads to, you know, keeping up with the Joneses. That leads to a million things that are just empty.
Yeah.
And this film is painting a picture of the good life is connection and the simple things. And psychologically, they're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out these Pixar folks know what they're doing.
Doc, hold it. Seriously, your driving's incredible.
Wonderful. Now go away.
Hey, I mean it. You've still got it.
I'm asking you to leave.
Come on, I'm a race car. You're a much older race car, but under the hood, you and I are the same.
We are not the same. Understand? Now get out.
How could a car like you quit at the top of your game?
You think I quit?
Do you see the shelf drooping? Did you see that?
They quit on me. When I finally got put together, I went back expecting a big welcome. You know what they said? Your history. Moved right on to the next bookie standing in line. There was a lot left in me. I never got a chance to show 'em. I keep that to remind me never to go back.
The film posits it as like big city, small town. Big city people are obsessed with image, and they're obsessed with connection in the sense of what can you do for me and who's who and networking and that all the hustle and bustle. And the small town is slower, and it's about appreciating just what you have and having these beautiful relationships. And that is, we keep it nice and clean and simple so we can tell a nice, clean and simple story. Mm-hmm. But it actually doesn't have anything to do with small town or big city. It has to do with what you value here. It has to do with how you see the people around you and how you see yourself. You know, you can have a Radiator Springs mentality in a big city. You can still be focused on what really matters. But what Doc is talking about is being discarded because his worth was about winning races, not just about existing, just being, and there's his worth. And in Radiator Springs, he has that. He's loved just for him. And that's his psychological sanity. That's how he came back from losing his sense of self, losing what he thought was, well, I'm worthless now. And everyone showed him, no, you're not. You're only worthless to people who don't know what worth is. And that's a really potent message for Lightning, because he was so hung up on, my worth is more than anybody else because I win races.
Yeah, and to your point about Radiator Springs mentality.
Yeah.
He takes that with him to the LA Coliseum, but it's a racetrack?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, he takes it with him to the race, and he brings that Radiator Springs mentality, and it informs who and what he is and what he becomes.
You know, that's the point, is wherever you go, bring a Radiator Springs mentality with you. It'll serve you well.
Lightning McQueen is going to win the Piston Cup!
Come on, you got it, Stickers.
I am not coming in behind you again, old man.
They really studied like the physics of car crashes.
They really did. I also liked that
Oh no.
they studied the physics, so the flipping and flying through the air all feels really believable. But then when he crashes, it turns animated again, and he hits really hard, and there's like bounce and stuff. It's such an interesting blend.
Yeah! Woo! I won, baby! Yeah!
Gotta love Michael Keaton.
What's he up to, Doc?
I always forget that that's Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Playing Chick Hicks. He's so good.
I really love that Lightning could have crossed the finish line and then gone back, and he could have won.
Sure.
But it's really proving to himself.
What are you doing, kid? I think the king should finish his last race.
Yeah, what matters more, right?
Well, and you know, like, if he finishes the
You
race...
just gave up the Piston Cup. You know that?
This grumpy old race car I know once told me something.
It's just an empty cup.
Like, he could have won the race, been first place, and done that, and he could have had it all, and everyone would be like, wow, you're a winner, you're a champion, and you're a nice guy.
Yeah.
So why stop at before the finish line for himself?
Right, that's for him.
If I do this, then I can forever know that I put the most important thing first.
And it's such a smart move to have... He's talking to the king, and then it cuts to Doc Hudson to hear the line that he's quoting from Doc Hudson.
Yeah.
And you get to see his reaction to it.
Oh, buddy.
There's a lot of love out there, you know, man.
Embarrass me, Fillmore.
That's my
Is it
hot
Fillmore
rod.
George Carlin?
I think so, yeah.
You made us proud, kid.
Congrats on the loss, me bucko.
You got a lot of stuff, kid.
Thanks, Doc.
Well, so a couple of things. You know, they really drill into you when you're young and you're playing sports, the importance of sportsmanship and essentially good character. I mean, not everybody. Sometimes you have coaches who are monsters and only care about winning, and it's just children, like, lighten up.
We gotta pummel these guys. We gotta pummel them at all costs. Dominate.
But it really is true, not only in the sense of inspiring other people, or we look up to people with strong character and integrity, because we do, but also just looking yourself in the mirror. This is the moment that Lightning finds what Sally found, which is this peace. Like, he's actually happy.
The thing that's so great about this is, you know, we get that moment of catharsis, the thing that I've kind of been looking for my whole life, which is a Doc Hudson to say to me, you got a lot of stuff, kid. Even though to most of you, I'm an old man now, I still, you know, I look for and crave that external validation. But much more important than that is being able to look at myself in a mirror.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, knowing that I've made the right choices and be able to say to myself, you got a lot of stuff, kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like underrated.
It's a powerful story.
It is a powerful, powerful story. It is a great movie, and damn you, Pixar. Okay, well, we started this talking about arrogance versus confidence.
Oh, yeah.
I assume we have stepped out of arrogance.
Yeah.
Lightning is demonstrating that. What is the difference between the two?
Yeah, I think arrogance is superiority. Arrogance means others have to be less so I can be more. It's pale imitation of confidence. Because confidence is, I know my worth and I know I'm great. I don't need others to be less for me to see my worth.
Yeah.
In fact, I know that I'm great and I want others to see how great they are.
Yeah.
That's confidence. It's not a ranking system. It's not superiority. It lifts everyone around you. And arrogance is I have to squash, I have to put down.
Well, and ironically, I think that confidence means you're okay asking for help.
Yes.
And arrogance is the opposite of that. Arrogant people never ask for help because they have to be
to
higher
know it
and
all
better
already,
and already know everything.
Yeah.
And confident people are confident enough to go, hey, doc, I need a tire change.
Yeah. I think early on in my therapy career, there was a bit more arrogance there, and that arrogance came from insecurity.
Mm-hmm.
So I need people to think that I have all the answers because I'm the therapist, and that's not good therapy. You know, being able to, from a place of confidence, to say, that's outside of my area of expertise. Let me come back to you. Let me consult with somebody and things like that. People trust that a lot more.
Yeah.
Because when you act like you know everything, sooner or later people figure it out.
So until next time.
It's the ghost light!
Was that floating like a Cadillac or stinging like a Beamer? I'm confused.
And watch movies. Ciao! Shout out and thank you to our patrons who support the channel and get a bunch of bonus content over on our Patreon. Folks like
Nina Green
and Andrea,
Nicholas Volaski,
Isabella Di Giovanni,
and Liz.
Isabella Di Giovanni sounds Italian. I wonder if she only followed the Ferrari.
Better than a Ferrari, huh?
No.